Good evening on this very cold January day. I think the high today was like 16 degrees or 18 degrees, and now the sun's starting to go down, so it's supposed to get down to 5 tonight. Yay! Somebody in my stove video asked if I would do a video tour of the Hovel, and I realized that you've seen parts of it, but not really the whole thing in one spin. So I don't know how well it's gonna film. I'll give it my best shot though. Filming's not my forte for sure. And so the Hovel is built out of inside this mud, which it's literally just subsoil and straw that I mix with water on a tarp and knead it almost like bread dough with my feet and then put it on. So cob would be the technical term for it. So inside that is we have salvaged pallets, and then inside the pallets we put light straw clay, which is a mix of straw and then clay that's about the consistency of a milkshake, like a kind of a thinnish milkshake, and you mix it sort of like you would mix salad dressing and then ram it in, and it makes a really solid, well insulated wall. So this was an experimental building. It was actually never intended to be a residence. It was just going to be kind of a storage area, bathroom or whatever. And then once we got it built, we're like, well, we really need somewhere to stay, you know, that's solid, somewhere to stay. So we ended up making it basically a cabin. It's a tiny cabin. It's 6 foot by 9 foot, so that's very small. But it works super well. I'm very happy with it. And it was really just an experiment on the technique to see if we liked it for our other buildings, because eventually there will be a full-size house that's actually mostly buried in the hill. So I'm super happy with the technique. This has been like the coldest winter in the last 10 years here. Of course, the first winter that we stay here. And this has performed so well. You'll see that I have, well, you've seen the wood stove, and then you'll also see that I have an oil heater, an electric oil heater, when I actually have electricity. And I can put that on like 1. And even when it's pretty cold, like down into the teens, it heats this little area up just fine to where it's pretty comfortable. We did put 1 inch of poly foam on under the floor, so it is insulated under the floor. The roof has no insulation. It has some cardboard under the pond liner, and then it has a small layer of soil, like an inch of soil, and then moss. It's moss covered. So part of it is that it's super small. Part of it is that the straw clay is a pretty good insulator, and then it's got a lot of thermal mass. So when it heats up in here, it stays warm for a long time. And when it cools in the summer, it stays cool in here. It's really nice. And then the other thing about the earth plaster is it sort of moderates the humidity, because it absorbs water when it's really humid, and then it releases it when it's dry. So it does kind of help with humidity and that kind of stuff. All said, and I would say all in, including the outdoor bathroom and everything, we have $2,000 in this. So not too bad for basically something you can live in. So let me take you around and you can see everything. So I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out because it's such a small space, but this is the kitchen. You've seen this already, but you haven't seen down here. That little cupboard holds all my food. This is where Luigi lives. My sourdough starter and my pans. And then I keep wood, and then that's a little electric oil heater that I can use, but it's never a good idea to count on that here. Then the water pump, we have a 12-volt water pump. The lights are 12 volt as well, these little lights. So I want to get a 50 amp hour battery to do that. And then this switch here is for the lights. And then this switch is for the water pump, which have running water. So in the summertime, we have both hot and cold running water because there's a outdoor propane water heater, demand water heater, but it's too cold for it to be hooked up right now. This is the fireplace. So this hearth is, none of this house has any cement. This is mud with rock, and it is really hard. The plaster is also just mud with some straw mixed in. Again, it's like cement. So, little dorm refrigerator. Up here is the TV, and then kind of the shelf that holds all the electronic stuff. The ceiling is cedar slabs with sheets on top, and then it has a 20 mil pond liner, cardboard, a 20 mil pond liner, and then moss. This window, which opens, it's on a spring, so it stays open. So, and then here we go. The couch. I don't know if I can get far enough to show the entire couch. And then there's a shelf with my books and stuff. That's a 12-volt fan, which is really nice in the summer. And it helps too in the winter to circulate heat. So this window right here was a baking dish that we got at the secondhand store. And then this window was an old tabletop that we salvaged. Somebody just gave it to us. And then these blocks we got off of, I don't know, I think Facebook Marketplace for a really good deal. And then under the bed is, that tote has kitchen stuff like appliances and some extra food, utensils. And then below that are all my clothes and toiletries. There's some more electronic stuff, and then some boots and stuff. The dog food, my computer, and then the sleeping old dog under there. That's Hank. Although he usually sleeps up here at night on this little rug in front. So this couch pulls out into a full-size bed. So I don't usually use it as that. I usually just sleep on it like this, but it can be a full-size bed. And then the door, this is almost like a closet too. My towel hangs on here. It's not usually this like cluttered in the summer, but in the winter all the coats and my apron and everything are on there. And then we're back to the beginning. The 22, my air rifle, which is super fun to shoot. The flooring was a piece of vinyl that we salvaged, so it didn't cost anything. And there's electricity. There's an outlet here. There's eventually going to be another outlet here, right here by the sink, which will be nice. And it's still, so the plaster is still just the rough coat. I haven't put the finished plaster on it yet. That just want it to be livable. It didn't need to be perfect, so maybe this summer try to get this finish coat on. It'll be a lot smoother than this. And then I'll probably paint it with some kind of limestone or something, or lime wash or something like that. So that is the entire hovel. So what do you think? Could you live in something this small? Could you not? Do you think it would be great? Do you think it's filthy and dirty because it's made of dirt? Just tell me what you think about it.